All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to what is shaping up to be the final Eppin Growth episode and the beginning of a new chapter. I see a lot of you asking and wondering what is going on in the comments. We have not streamed for a week, and today is shaping up to be an interesting episode. So we're going to talk a little bit about what's coming. I see you all in the comments, but before we get too far into this thing, let's Eppin Grow. Okay. What's going on? Let me turn this off in the background. Let's say hello. Let's start out with a little bit of this. Hello, Felix in the house. Hello, Edgar Antonio. Hello, Ferdy. Hello, Rahul. Tony Seats. What's up? Zach Bujazia. I see you having a meetup in a week or two, I think, out there in Vegas. So if you're out there in Vegas area, jump on that. Tom Volts. Hello. Eric Odom. What's up? Big news indeed. Ivarus. Hello. Tom Volts, hello. Magdalena, Search One Historian, Rock and Roll CEO, Robert Flowery, Search Historian again with the flames. Let's go. Aida, hello. Not sure I'm liking the name of this stream. Yeah, anxious as F. Okay. From the new Roadcaster. That's right. We've got all sorts of things wired up in here. And we'll see if we play some of those sound effects throughout the course of the stream. Maybe we'll get to 100 today and we'll get the buzzer. Hello, Keith Armstrong. Joe, you're going and chatting with these folks today on the Webflow show, right? Keith Armstrong and Melissa.
I am. In 58 minutes, I'll be there.
Nice. So we have a hard out today, and we may end sooner than that. But what's up? Hello, Sean. Hello, Maria. Hello, Victoria. Hello, Andreas. Everybody's in the house. So let's go ahead and jump right into it today. The big news, the big announcement, I guess let's go to this, is that I will be stepping away as a full-time CMO at Finsweet and focusing specifically on community at scale. There's a number of things that come with that, and we're going to try to explain some of that throughout the show. But anyway, we'll talk about this. I'm shifting my focus more towards community building at scale and consulting work kind of in this space, as well as the the emerging visual development space. And I'm also planning to launch a little startup at some point in the next, I don't know how soon. Ideally, it would be before the State of Flow, but that's dreaming because we're on a pretty tight timeline here. But you'll be hearing a lot more about that as we go. There's 6 objectives that we're going to kind of outline as we go through this that kind of outline where I'm headed. Don't worry if you're here in the community and you're excited about the stuff we're doing. We're going to keep doing a lot of that. We've got a lot of momentum going into State of Flow. We've got a lot of momentum going into No Code Conference, working potentially with Webflow on this road to no code stuff. We've got some meetups that we're going to be doing here in Florida and lots of exciting things inside of that. And so we're going to talk and answer questions and just kind of discuss what this means for just the next, half hour, 40 minutes here. Answer questions. Again, Joe, do you want to jump in maybe and say anything here at this point before we jump into these little objectives?
Sure. I'll jump in with a disclaimer. And that first disclaimer is that we're not giving less community. This move, this result does not mean less for you as the Webflow community. I think it means more. We're just going to be operating in separate directions. So Reimar is still going to go after all of the community initiatives he's been thinking about. Finsweet will now be working in other community initiatives. So it's just more for the community. Don't think of this as less for you.
Yeah,
that would be my disclaimer number 1.
Yeah, I think it's kind of the same focus that happened with the design change and some of the other stuff. It's like Finsweet's really focusing on products and specific products inside of that Webflow ecosystem. They're going to continue to focus on that and products around that. My passion is and always has been to the general Webflow community and the product and the power that comes with just building in general with Webflow. And so I am interested in going and seeing how much more I can empower of that, while Finsweet's going to head off and see how big they can build products in that space. And so there's some different visions for what that looks like a couple years from now. And we just figured it was a good idea to take off some of the community stuff. It creates a lot of opportunities, as we'll talk here as we go through events. for other agencies to get involved and not feel like they're necessarily helping build or grow the competition. So a lot of times when we reach out and we try to get sponsors or collaborations for these big community events, it becomes a difficult conversation because, hey, the elephant in the room is that Finsweet's, a very large Webflow agency and they're leading in products and a lot of stuff. And a lot of times people don't necessarily want to jump in and collaborate or help with marketing stuff that then kind of sends all of that attention into the Finsweet brand. And so just a little bit of separation here. I think this is actually a great move for the community overall. Long term, I think this actually means a doubling of lots of stuff because I know Finsweet's not going to like stop doing their community and product led stuff. And I know I'm not going to stop doing like big meetups and events. And wherever those paths cross, I think you'll see as we go through these objectives that we'll try to find ways for alignment. And when not, we'll just be supporting and rooting each other from the sidelines. So any other thoughts there, Joe, before we jump into the specific objectives here?
That's it for me. Let's jump in.
Okay. Yo, let's see. Oh, dang, sounds exciting, though. Yeah, let's see. Final. That's right, Jariah. This is the final growth episode. Jay Wolf in the house from LA. What's up? Isaac, thank you. I'm thinking you're talking about Joe, though. Probably not me. Let's see. Let's jump into these objectives. The number one thing we talked about is I will continue to organize and promote key Webflow community events, namely things like, I think that comes up later, actually. Well, just the Clone Comp, the State of Flow, the Global Open House, things like that. Those will be all top priority. Obviously, we have State of Flow coming up. Finsweet and I will continue to work closely together on the State of Flow stuff, as well as the No Code Comp stuff, as we talked about. Going into 2023, we will have a separation. So there's going to be like a phase of transition here over the next few months where we kind of, figure out what that looks like. A lot of this is really evolving in real time. And so we may not be able to answer all of the questions you all have here as we go through. We'll jump into a Q&A session here at the end. But yeah, just know that we're not really going anywhere, just kind of taking different directions. And then moving forward, Finsweet will be invited to participate in any of those activities, just like any other agency or software provider or service provider in the space will be invited to kind of participate in that stuff. So second thing is doubling down on support for existing communities. So if you're in the space right now, what this means for you is that now I am going to be a resource for you in general, right? So if you're hosting events, if you're planning meetups, if you've got a small group, if you're trying to grow your group, if you want to figure out how you can jump into what we're doing. Some of the event folks that we work with and some of the community folks that we collaborate with have already been briefed on this. Many of you will be briefed over the next couple weeks. And so I think this means like a lot of cool stuff for you. So if you're in that space, if you're throwing events, if you're doing stuff and want to find out how we can collaborate, I think this is a great opportunity to reach out either on Twitter, in the comments here on YouTube. You can, whether you're in Slack or whatever, you can even go to my brymar.com and send me a message on the contact form there if you need to. So the goal, the third initiative, is to help start and launch 100 communities and meetups globally over the next 12 to 18 months. And so we've helped support, and I specifically over the last 3 years have helped support a number of small groups out there. So shout out to all of you that are in the audience, whether that's been a Webflow meetup, the collaborations with some of the Webflow party stuff, the No Code North folks, the Webflow water cooler that y'all have been enjoying, even the Floxies, who I don't take much credit for any of that work, but we did give Claudia some inspiration at the Global Open House, and it's fun watching her kind of grow that organization and kind of just cheerleading for that. So all of those things are going to continue, and we're going to double down on that. And I know that's a big priority for Webflow moving forward, is to kind of relaunch that global meetup network. And so if that's something you're interested in, we'll be running in parallel with them. I am hoping that we get continued support from Webflow. I think they will continue to see a lot of value in what we're doing, and especially as they head into this next phase of what they want to do with the community. We hope to be a resource. Colleen, myself, Melissa, some of the folks that are leading, I know Grace and Keith Armstrong are all on board. Lots of the folks are on board to kind of help with this transition here and to be supportive of that. We want to see as many of these as we can popping up all over the place. So Joe, any thoughts on any of that up to this point here?
No, that's keep going. Yeah.
Okay. So number 4, and this is kind of like the big picture of part of this, is that the goal is to organize the industry leaders, agencies, the product creators, different companies, who, like all the people that make this community. How do we self-organize into a structure that allows this community to support itself, right? So Webflow's grant program is super great. They dedicated a lot of money, and they're going to start doing a lot of stuff with this grant program. but how can we support ourselves? Like, how can we make sure that, even if, Webflow doesn't fund a program, that maybe there's money for them anyway, or that if Webflow funds a program, we could jump in and double that down, or whatever it is over the course of time. And how do we create something that maybe this thing turns into a nonprofit? Maybe we set a set of bylaws, and eventually, Rymar steps away from this thing. This thing becomes self-sufficient, and literally the community now has an entity that can help represent and be itself, and that nobody owns, and kind of can grow and flourish. So again, that's to be evolved. I don't know exactly how that forms, but if you're interested in this space, let's talk about it. Let's talk about how you can get involved. We have a number of commitments already from different agencies and companies in the space, and so I think that will be interesting to see as it goes. The fifth and sixth one are really just me explaining how I'm going to generate some consulting income, right? So there's some consulting income and some contract work, as well as trying to create some media plays in the space. So you will not see us disappear on the stream stuff. You will not see me disappear in the video space. If anything, you'll see some of that effort double down. We've been shooting some stuff over the last year. We've got some content in the tank. Even back to 2019, I was shooting out in San Francisco, and the goal is to produce some kind of feature-length, story-driven piece of content at the end of this journey to, San Francisco, to no code, kind of telling the story of how the space is evolving. So again, more will roll out about that. And I'll also help people find their way into this space. We've talked a lot about my background with WordPress and other agencies and other CMSs. Maybe there's some momentum to get people into the space. And finally, it's all going to hopefully culminate with a community-focused publishing tool, I think, that's designed to help content creators and online tinkerers, people like us, use Webflow and other no-code tools in a very collaborative way to build value for the organization itself. So those are going to be kind of my 6 top priorities over the next, I would say, 12 months. I know this is going to be an interesting transition period. I'm seeing tons of comments coming in here as we're talking about this. So obviously we have some other ways we can go here. But Joe, I'll throw it to you, and then I'll run through some of those comments here and see what people are saying.
Sure. I'd love to bring up what's next with Finsweet in our live streams.
Yep.
So obviously, Rymar and I will not be continuing this stream, this effing growth series. The growth series will stop today. We are still going live every Tuesday and Thursday at the normal time. We're going to have some changes in the type of content we do. Some of it will be talk show style like we have here, maybe bring on some guests, but we're going to start focusing more on live builds, product stuff, trying to help you get to that next level in Webflow. We're about to release Client First. There'll be a whole new series of content around Client First. So we're not going anywhere either. Tuesday, Thursday, same time. And this Thursday, we're doing a type of topic that we may even cover on a series like Growth. We're talking about when to use no code versus code. When there's an intersection between code and no code, and why you would choose one or the other. So it gets a little technical, gets a little no-codey. So the content is going to continue. I don't want anybody to be worried that we are not going to have content Tuesdays and Thursdays. So that will maintain.
Nice. Yeah, I think just like the whole space is evolving, we're going to see a plethora of content and videos in the space. Actually, one of my goals is to help empower lots of that, right? How do we pull those videos in, and how do we get extra eyes on that stuff? Because a lot of people are not necessarily in the same time zones, and sometimes you miss the events. And so how can we bring more attention to some of the stuff that I think maybe goes a little unnoticed, but still brings a lot of value? And yeah, so I think there's going to be lots of content all over the space. We're seeing live streams pop up all over the place, so I don't expect that to slow down anytime soon, actually.
We're very close to an alarm here, a bell.
I'm watching it closely. That's why I keep twitching my head. Okay, Daniel saying, wow, I'm both sad and excited. I know, I think both of us have a little bit of bittersweet. There it is. So that's maybe the last 100 horn. Maybe y'all will have one on your stream moving forward, or we'll have some other engagement metrics for different stuff that happens. But let's see, Lauren, looking forward to the new stuff. Yes, I think there's a lot of excitement in the air. Let's see. Yeah, leveling up. Yeah, congrats. This is good news. Congrats. Let's see. This is sounds exciting. Do join late. Will you still have your Finsweet hat on? Not literally. Yeah. I need to find another hat. I'll still be repping Finsweet, and I think we'll invite them on for different things here and there and the stuff we're doing. And there'll still be opportunities again, especially with like product launches, big events, things like that. I really do think there's still opportunity for cross collaboration moving forward on that stuff. I think just some of the day-to-day stuff, like I'm excited about spending my attention in other places, and they're excited about spending their resources and attention in other places too. So let's see. Anything else you're seeing? Yeah, Penny, I agree. I think it's going to be a great step forward for everyone. There will be a little bit of a transition period, but I do agree. I think this is like a big win for the community overall. Let's see. Just to double check, Evan Growth and Finsweet separates here, but both stay. Yeah, just the growth stops, and Finsweet will continue on. Just Rymar lists as the CMO. We'll still be around in the community, but I just will not be the official CMO at Finsweet. Let's see. Excited for State of Flow. Hope there's a virtual option. Yes. State of Flow will be a very cool virtual event. The way that event is evolving actually is going to be almost like a big stream production. We'll have 3 big stream blocks that we will be live streaming out. And then whoever shows up on hand, we'll have all sorts of little workshops and breakouts and like behind the scenes stuff that you can do during the stream. We'll still stream some of that other stuff, but mostly like at a high level. But then there will be like 3 key blocks. So Friday night we'll have a block, Saturday midday we'll have a block, and Saturday afternoon we'll have a block. And those will be big live stream chunks of content wrapped around all sorts of cool like state of play. We're going to have like games and networking and hands-on stuff. We're playing with the state of insert X with like just concepts for how we go. Big town hall. Expect this to be unlike any like traditional conference you've ever been to. This is just going to be like one of the coolest meetups you've ever experienced. Joe will be there. The Finsweet folks will still be there. I believe Wizd is coming. I believe a couple people that I can't tell you about yet from different parts of the ecosystem have committed to being there. We're trying to keep the tickets super affordable. I think by mid-July, those tickets should be available on the State of Flow website. And so you can stay tuned for lots of that stuff coming up. That's the answer to Jariah here, who was asking, what is State of Flow? If you go to state-of-flow.webflow.io, you can sign up for updates there. That link is in the description of this video, along with obviously the Webflow conference, which is coming up.
We have a question about how does this impact FN Pro from Steven Garcia.
Yep.
Well, how does this impact FN Pro? Not too much. We just started FN Pro. We are still planning out the initiatives, and it's still going to be an active platform program. We'll definitely need a few weeks to get back up to speed and to start properly handling those accountability groups, making sure that everything that was planned for FN Pro is still going to continue, but there's really no big change.
Yeah.
You may see maybe a week or two of less comments, right? Rymar is very active in those Slack channels. So we're going to replace that with somebody else commenting, but there's nothing to worry about. If you are an FN Pro, we still have a lot of really valuable benefits planned, and those will happen.
Yeah, and Tonette asking the same thing here on the same lines. What will be the main channel to learn about FN Pro? All the Finsweet channels will still be up, live, running. I think there's no plans for Finsweet to slow down on any of that stuff. And so anything FN Pro related, anything official Finsweet related will still be directed there. I will probably linger around in those channels and obviously to support the community as much as I can. But yeah, there will be a slow transition out over the next however many weeks. Let's see. I wanted to answer this because I'm sure lots of people are asking this. Rock and Roll is asking, obviously you're free not to answer Rymar confidentially and all that on a live YouTube stream with 132 people, but are you now freelancing the company stuff for Webflow, the company directly? No. This is a huge leap of faith. I am hoping that Webflow will continue to support my efforts like they have over the last few years. But this is not an official jump. I do not have an offer from Webflow. There is not, there's no official, plan for me to go work at Webflow or for Webflow. And for the same reason, I don't think being at Finsweet is the right move if I'm trying to be this forward for the community, is the same reason I don't think it would make sense to work specifically at Webflow. because then I can't be a steward or a representative of this community. I would have to be a representative of Webflow. Same way here, where like I, at a certain level, can be a representative of the community because I'm an individual person, but I do get a paycheck from Finsweet, which means I kind of have to represent Finsweet in the community space. So that creates a little bit of a conflict of interest when you're trying to do things, again, that, you know, want to go lean towards a community when, again, Finsweet is the one that's funding all of that. And so that's where we get to the place where I think it makes a lot more sense and where we'll get to double down on some of this, where Finsweet can spend full time and bring somebody on that's going to be full time in that role, focused on the Finsweet products and marketing their stuff, and I can still push the community forward from a broader standpoint, I think, with the support of hopefully a number of different agencies in the space. Let's see, Keith, for sure. Yeah, I'll be interested to listen to the conversation after this with you all there. Let's see, definitely interested in helping the community, especially when it comes to in-person and virtual events and live streaming. Yeah, Eric, I've seen you popping up and helping with some of the Webflow party stuff and streaming over there. So one of the things I will start doing is a meetup for folks who are doing live streaming and who are creating content and producing content in the space. Maybe I can help teach some of y'all. Maybe I can learn from some of you, and maybe we can all, you know, like figure out how to bring some of that content together in a just a bigger way, right? Like, how can we all pull together this content to become like a transformer of community content rather than just each of us pushing individual channels and like running off and building our own audiences when really we all overlap. You know, a lot of times we overlap. I go to the Webflow show, I go to the Webflow party, I go to the meetups, I go, you know, to the Edgar Allan's, I go to their Webflow cafes. I don't go to the water cooler, sorry, because I'm usually sleeping at that time. But I think there's a lot of different things that, you know, we'll be able to support through that cause. And Eric, yeah, you're on the list. See anything else here? Let's see. Kai's saying the F and Growth shows were very interesting and informative. Thank you, guys. Yeah. Yeah, I think you'll quickly see we will be starting a State of Flow update, a regular State of Flow update, probably the same time we start selling tickets, so that we can just kind of give everybody an update. We'll start releasing little things about the event and updating certain things. And I don't think you'll see the end of me from a regular live stream perspective either. I feel like I'm just getting started, and I've got a whole production facility over here that I'm looking to put to use for this community. So. Yeah, I think, let's see. Rymar, will there be another podcast for you as Search H1 Historian is saying here. So I don't know yet how that looks or what that does look like, but I will be doing some stuff on under a personal umbrella with the community, again, in support of this effort. So let's see. This is a good question for you, Joe. Spencer's asking, is Finsweet filling that CMO position, or is that on hold?
That's on hold right now. We're going to first operate for a few months, see what happens, and then we'll decide if we want to do that or not. But for right now, no, we're not hiring.
Correct. Okay. Hans Lund is saying, will you have a virtual home base? Yeah, probably on rymar.com. I had been working on a redesign of that, and it looks like I'm going to have to redesign other parts of it now. So yeah, if you go to rymar.com, you can subscribe there. I will be, I still collect those emails even though I don't send any out. But yeah, you'll hear from me. We've got a big no-code Slack channel. I'll be sending all sorts of communication out. So follow me on Twitter. Follow my YouTube channel. There will be things announced as we go. I am taking about 12 days off, so I leave for Portugal tomorrow. Anybody in Portugal, you know, shout out. If you want to do a quick meetup next week, we could maybe figure something out. I know, who is it? Maria Martins is out there, and there's a couple other folks in the community kind of in that area. So. See. Well, missed some news. Yeah, Dale, go back and check it out.
Yeah.
Jeff's saying the same thing. Okay. Jeanette, will you have your own stream, weekly, monthly, let everyone know what you're working on? Yeah, Jeanette, soon. I've actually been wanting to do, and this is something I've talked with Joe about a couple times over the years, was that Webflow for me is a big part of my life, but I'm so much bigger than that. Like, I'm an artist. I'm very active politically. I'm very active with, like, I read a lot, and I want to discuss like topics that fall outside of Webflow sometimes. And so I think this is going to be a channel for me to go explore some of that other stuff. I'm very entrepreneurial by nature. I was kind of running my own show before I joined Finsweet, and I think I feel better when I'm, you know, kind of out experimenting and doing some of that stuff. So honestly, this feels like a little bit of a refresh for me. I don't know exactly how that plays out, Tonette, about how all like, you know, what kind of regular cadence or whatever, but yeah, we'll keep an eye out for that. Looking for the next venue for community events in Portugal, maybe. Business or pleasure? A little bit of both. Nice. Okay. Penny, thank you. Rymar, your assistance is valuable to launching No Code North. Looking forward to how you'll grow the community further. Nice. Great. Okay. I think that's what we got. Then there's 143 down to 137 here. A bunch of folks watching the final growth stream here. Joe, any final thoughts? Any comments you're seeing here? Anything else we need to address as we go?
Well, I want to thank everybody for supporting this effort. This was a great show. I think a lot of people learned so much. And the reason we were able to do it is because all of you showed up, all of you interacted, engaged, and that's really important because when you interact in this show, when you come to this show, it allows other people to get this information as well. So big thank you to everybody. Big thank you to Rymar for everything that he's done for Finsweet, done for the community, and everything that he's about to do for the community. I have really, really high hopes for what's to come, and I think it's going to be really good. And please, this is not the end of either of us. For anybody coming in a little bit later, this is not stopping community stuff. This is adding to community stuff. You're going to see double the content. So we're still going live on Thursday. We have Alex Iglesias on. We're talking about no code versus code and when you decide to use no code versus when you decide to use code. So we're going to continue content. Rymar is going to come back from vacation and he's going to start content too. So please follow us. We're both having big changes, but it's all good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think at the end of the day, like most of the outcomes of the things that we do here at Finsweet and me and my personal endeavors, the winner is the community. At the end of the day, my goal and passion is to empower creators and to act as a steward of the people who trust me to lead on some of this stuff. And so thank you all for the support that I've gotten so far and for the support I'm sure I'll continue to get as we move forward into this next adventure. And I'm looking forward to seeing what the team at Finsweet does over the next few years. And I'm sure, yeah, you'll be hearing plenty from both of us as we go forward. So I'm hearing lots of requests to hear to get this one last time. So before we get, I guess before we're out of here, let's do this one last time just for the fans. Okay, and we're back. Nice. All right, that was the final effing growth playdown. We don't have like any kind of fancy montage or anything queued up here, but there's lots of episodes to watch. I think these playlists and these episodes will still get a ton of value. I will for sure continue to promote the sales series and some of the playlists that we've generated over the last year and a half, 136 live streams, 100,000 hours of watch time, over 1 million video views, something like 12,000 subscribers we crossed yesterday. When we started, it was in the 3,000 range. So lots of growth, lots of cool, exciting times and memories and adventures, but on to the next chapter, and it'll be cool to see what that evolves into. So Death and Growth DVD box set. That's it. We'll have a comeback tour in a year or something. Let's see. Oh, dang, the comments stopped updating. Crap, of course they did. That's the way to end it with just a little bit of a technical difficulty, right? Get the overlay. All right. So, and don't forget that Joe is going to be on the Twitter stream, right? What's going on with that, Joe?
Yep, 30 minutes. I will be on the Webflow show on Twitter, and I don't know what we're talking about, but it's going to be fun.
I can't imagine what the conversation may lean towards.
Yeah, right. It may change, of course. But yeah, it'll be. They do such a great job, and anybody else that's doing shows, anybody else that has initiatives, they want me to be on their show, just send me a message. I will probably be able to do it. So anybody that wants me, I'm here.
Nice. Okay, Josh Lowe, thanks for everything you do. Thanks for everything, you guys. Yeah, wishing you all the best. Thank you. I'm in tears. Keep it together here on the show, but that's the both of you. It's been terrific. Great. Gonna miss this intro. Thanks so much, guys. Exciting stuff. Correct. Looking forward to Rymar TV. I'm not sure that's what's gonna be, but so much love, Rymar and Joe. Yeah, great to see. Wow, thanks all around. So just, how do you spell effing growth? Value for years to come. There you go. Growth DVD box set. There you go. Limited edition. It's gonna fund the community for years. Royalties. And I want royalties. There's no ads running on any of that anyway, so there's no royalties. Okay, let's see. Limited growth VHS. Yeah, there you go. Okay. 4K Blu-ray. Much love. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, everyone, I think that's it. Geez, yeah. Okay. Great design lead. Loves Finsweet. She said, come hang out with her. That's right. Be chill and fun. Come hang, everyone. That's right. All right. There will be no shortage of any of that. Let's send it out. I guess that's it, Joe. Any final thoughts before we go?
That's it. Thank you, everybody.
All right. Bye, everyone.